Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. How is my audio? Let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, you saw that Ole Miss? Ole Miss did pretty damn well. Ole Miss looking pretty good. But, of course, I trimmed half my position. I had 50k shares be, and then I trimmed it to 25k shares before the game at 5 cents. So, pretty upset that I did that, but whatever. You know, you got to take profits. But I'm still holding 25k. Whether or not I will hold those for the Miami game remains to be determined. Heck yeah. Yeah. You won 10k on Ole Miss? Let's go. Someone said they got into arbitrage because of my videos. That's sick. First loss last night on Ravens game. Yeah, that was brutal. I was joking about going big on Ravens money line, but obviously I didn't do it. Dude, yesterday, the opportunities in all the NFL games, I made about 3k just spotting like temporary inefficient lines. I literally should have made like 15k yesterday at least. I mean, I can't even... The spots were so crazy on things getting bonded and stuff just flipping. It already started? Why is it not showing on mine? Where are you watching where it already started? I'm on Fox 5. Oh, what the hell? Okay, it looks like it's already started. Let me load this up. Pretty brutal audio. Fox News instead of Fox 5, it's faster? Alright, let me pull it up. Why would this local be so slow? This is insane. Why do they put a local that doesn't even...
We put new locks on the doors of our remaining programs. And we've hired a new head of program integrity to make sure that those locks can't be broken. All across this state, Minnesotans are hard at work on this problem. Advocates, administrators, investigators are on the front lines defending the integrity of our state's programs. And I want to give a very heartfelt thank you to all of them. There is more to do. A single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud should be intolerable.
Is this for sure the actual stream? Let me try to confirm.
To insurance companies, to local and
because he gave an earlier speech too. I
the
want to
buck
make sure.
does stop with me. My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters.
Oh, it looks like it is.
But
People
the
are
political
responding.
gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder. We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Republicans are playing politics with the future of this state. It's shameful. And I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. We welcome ideas from anyone, in any party, from any walk of life, who wants to help us continue to stay ahead of these criminals.
People are saying you might have already
and we
posted
welcome
this
the
statement.
involvement of the federal government. I am grateful to the career professionals at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI who have been helping us fight this fight for years. But I cannot abide the actions of the political leadership in Washington. These opportunists are willing to hurt our people to score cheap points. They and their allies have no intention.
I think he's just
of
reading what he
helping
already
us solve
posted on
this problem,
Twitter.
and every intention of trying to profit off of it. Which brings me to this. 2026 is an election year.
Okay.
Election years have a way of ramping up the politics at a time when we simply can't afford more of that in Minnesota. In September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor. And I have every confidence that if I gave it my all,
Seems like he's just
we would
posting a
win that
statement. Are there
race.
any words that...
But as I reflect on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the
There's
cynics who want to
nothing.
prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces
anything in his
enormous
prepared
challenges
remarks
this year,
on ice.
and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment. Minnesota has always come first and always will.
Wow.
That's what I believe servant leadership demands of me. As an optimist, I'll hold out some hope that my friends on the other side of the aisle will consider what servant leadership
See if
demands
I
of
can
them
keep getting
in the
filled.
moment.
This
we can work
doesn't appear
together
to be in the prepared
to combat
remarks.
against the criminals. We can work together to rebuild the public's trust and make our state stronger.
Assuming he doesn't
But make no
go
mistake
farther
about it,
after
If
this,
Republicans continue down the path of
should just be
abusing
what's in
power,
his prepared remarks.
smearing entire communities, and running their own fraudulent game at the expense of Minnesotans,
I don't see affordable in
I
the
will
rest of
fight
this thing.
back with everything that I have.
Okay, I got filled.
I am absolutely confident a Democratic and a DFL
Yeah.
will hold this seat come November. I'm confident that I'll find ways to contribute
Let's
to
see,
the
maybe
state
he'll
that I
give
love long after next
Do
year.
questions.
But there'll be time to worry about all that later.
But will he actually?
Today, I'm proud of the work we've done to make Minnesota America's best place to live and raise kids. From our new paid leave policy to our child tax credit to our school lunch programs feeding every single child.
Will he take questions? That's
And
all
I'm
it comes down
doubly
to.
proud of the incredible team we put together to make this vision a reality. I want to take a moment to thank every member of my staff, to every single state employee who has been part of this fight. Now more than ever, I need you on the job. I need you to help work together to tackle the important work in front of us. And most of all, I want Minnesotans to know how grateful I am for the opportunity to serve this
Oh,
state,
he's kind of doing
for
different.
the privilege that I have been given to serve in
He's
this
not
office.
reading
I'm on the
exact
job.
remarks.
I'm focused on making sure that we stay America's best place to live and raise kids.
Oh, he's changing.
No one will
Wait.
take that away from us. I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are.
Oh no, I
optimistic.
might get cooked.
No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters. Certainly
now he's
not
going.
this president.
Okay.
Not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now
Oh, no.
a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
Boom! All right, that's free. Yes. All right, that was some free no's because he already posted the statement and didn't take questions. How are those still available? Should I just bond this? Going down to 85. No, it's already up to 90. Shit. No, people already bonded it. Well, I got 750 more. W speech from Tim Walz. Okay. Wait, how are people still filming this? No, it's already 99. Alright, whatever. I should have gotten more. Why didn't I size up? But I guess there was the risk of him doing the freaking prepared remarks. Whatever. Okay. That was so quick. Holy cow. But, alright, we made like, what, 200 bucks? Yeah, I made 200 bucks. I should have gone way bigger when it was still in the 60s. I got 500 shares filled. Whatever. We'll take it. But I should have definitely gone bigger there. So to explain this, Tim Walz posted this statement on his Twitter, and he basically read pretty close to verbatim from, his announcement here. He deviated very slightly and then obviously didn't take questions. Darn, I should have gone bigger on the no affordable. Well, can't win them all. But yeah, this is why I like live trading. It's like you'll get new information like this. All right. Mamdani market? What's the Mamdani market? Did he say resigning? I don't know. You can look at his prepared remarks. If it's in there, he probably said it. Wow, that was super brief. What's funny is they had a strike for leering. What world would he actually say leering? What did this trade at? So as high as 14 cents? What is this Mamdani thing? So Mamdani's talking right now? Oh, Mamdani's on right now?
Under President Biden, the FTC took sweeping action to go after junk fees, and they delivered change. Under Chair Lina Khan, they instituted a junk fees rule that they estimated would save Americans 53 million hours a year, that they would otherwise spend searching for the true price that they would have to pay, or $11 billion in time savings over a decade. We are going to deliver similar action on behalf of the 8.5 million New Yorkers who call our city home.
They usually grade in a few
I'm proud
hours.
to stand with so many leaders across our city and our state.
But sometimes it can take a day for like announcer mentions. Those will take
target
like a
those
day
same
usually.
junk fees and deceptive practices right here in our city. I am joined by Sam Levine, our Commissioner of the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, who served until last January as the Director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protections. Put simply, there are few people in our entire country, if any, who have as much experience leading this work and achieving meaningful results as Sam does. This executive order has three components. First, it will establish a citywide junk fee task force chaired by our Deputy Mayor for Economic Justice, Julie Su, and DCWP Commissioner Sam Levine to advance this work. Second, it directs Commissioner Levine to wield the power of the DCWP to crack down on hidden junk fees and deceptive business practices. And third, it empowers the DCWP to enforce compliance with city law. When businesses seek to circumvent and violate both existing and new junk fee rules, Sam will have my full backing to pursue enforcement.
The Walz speech already happened.
We are
it was
also
on Fox
signing
News.
a
I was just
second
showing
executive order to crack down on subscription tricks and traps. I am directing DCWP to monitor, investigate, and enforce violations related to these very tricks and traps. We will make recommendations to the City Council so that we can devise legislative solutions to these deceitful practices. And we will coordinate with our partners, including the Law Department and our very own Attorney General Tish James, to ensure coordination across government in this effort. It is hard enough to live in New York City without having to worry all the time about whether you're being ripped off. Our affordability agenda is also about an agenda of dignity. And there are few things more undignified than feeling taken advantage of by someone you are already paying. These are the first steps towards a future where New Yorkers know that they are getting what they're paying for, that companies are not draining their budgets with impunity, and where city government takes meaningful, tangible actions that materially improve the lives of New Yorkers across the city. Thank you.
It is noon.
And now, our Attorney General,
are you PST?
James.
All right, now AG's coming up.
First, let me say hello to all the teachers and the students who are not
Why
in
would he talk
class.
about Maduro here? Maybe he'll get asked.
I want to thank.
I guess.
I know, first day back.
If there's
I want to
Q&A.
thank the mayor, Mayor Mondani, and of course Speaker Menon. And,
Make anything on Walz? I made
my
$200
colleagues
bucks.
in
I
government
just
from
bought
City
no's on things that
Council
weren't in
and
his statement
Commissioner
once
Levine
it went up.
and the advocates for their partnership and their leadership in the effort to lower costs for working families. The executive orders that the mayor released today perfectly show his deep commitment to addressing affordability in the city of New York and ensuring that the city of New York is a place where all of us can afford.
Seems like Maduro
And today's
Venezuela's
executive
kinda
orders
overpriced.
tackle
You got no at
subscription
25?
traps. And those are the recurring
Yeah, it was that
subscriptions
short,
that you see
Patty.
each and every day that are difficult to cancel. As most of you know, we've taken action against
Yeah.
a number of companies, Uber in particular,
Fair,
for
Mr.
subscription
Nick. I think didn't Ben have a ton of
costs
yes
that were
on
hidden,
Walz
as
winning?
well as Equinox. Individuals had a difficult time canceling their gym membership, and we secured over $600,000
I didn't know that. Maybe there'll be another
for
mention from
individuals
Mamdani.
in the city of New York who were complaining that it was difficult for them to cancel their gym membership, and they continued over and over and over again getting these subscription memberships. We've seen them all before, these hidden costs. Oftentimes they're referred to as service fees, as add-on fees, as processing fees. At the end of the day, the bottom line is that they were all hidden fees.
Hey,
And
now
it's
as a New
difficult
Yorker, I
for
need to be
individuals
watching
to
these
cancel
announcements.
these
This is
fees,
good for
but
me.
not anymore. Like my colleagues here today, I've spent my entire public career focusing on addressing the felt needs of New Yorkers, making sure that New Yorkers can afford to live here in the city of New York, from rising rents to obviously these ridiculous fees. And just last month, as I mentioned, my office took Uber to task
Oh, they will do a market?
for locking
Dude, this
New
is
Yorkers into
amazing.
these
Now we're gonna
very,
get all
very
these Trump
expensive
mentions. We're gonna get
subscriptions
Mamdani
that were
mentions. We're gonna have
impossible to
announcer
cancel.
markets.
In addition to that, as I've just mentioned, we
it's looking
secured
good.
$600,000 from Equinox for making it difficult to cancel gym membership. We also held Nissan dealers throughout the
This,
state
like, can I really get
accountable
filled
for
on
charging
Billionaire
junk
No at
fees
56?
that drove up the cost of
I doubt
cars,
it.
returning millions of dollars
see.
to consumers, including a lot of those teachers that are staring out the window. Companies should not be
Miller
able to
movie?
profit by
Nice.
tricking consumers into recurring charges that require hours of time to
I know,
basically prevent
seriously,
them from
so
happening.
many
And so we
mentions.
sued. You know, it's important that individuals understand. If we heard from consumers all throughout the city and all throughout the state that it basically
I
took
have no idea,
hours
Amir.
for them
I'm learning
to
Mamdani.
basically
I'm brand new to
cancel
Mamdani
these
mentions.
subscriptions, and that's hours away from families, hours away from children, hours off of work.
I need to build
and
up
in some
intuition
cases,
on
they
what
had
his
to
normal
deal with
speeches
these
are like.
customer service lines, and oftentimes it was AI. But in some cases, there was not even a customer service that they could even speak to, which is why they called our 1-800 office. It's this concern for the lived experience of New Yorkers that is the trademark of this mayoral administration. And it's that same concern that guides me each and every day. And that's why it's great to stand here today as the whole of government as we respond to the needs of New Yorkers. I want to thank also Governor Hochul. I want to thank my colleagues in Albany because we just recently passed the Fair Business Practices Act. It just became state law. Our UDAP laws, our consumer laws here in the state of New York have not been updated for over 30 years.
Yeah, it
And so
definitely
we
is
were
better right
having
now.
a difficult time in
Kate.
getting
There's just
judgments
way
against
more
companies
volume.
for not
Like, the
just
flow
deceptive business practices, but
is
unfair
unreal.
and abusive
And there's
business
way more
practices.
volume of mentions.
You know, these scammers and these
so yeah,
fraudsters
if you
who
prefer
think that they
mentions,
can
it's
basically
like
nickel and
night
dime
and
New
day,
Yorkers,
to
and
be
they were
honest.
doing that, and particularly preying upon vulnerable and senior citizens. But not anymore. With these state-level protections in place, with this mayor in City Hall, with Speaker Menon, with the members of the City Council, which are predominantly women, I might add. We're deploying a multi-level government defense in response to the needs of working families here in the city and across the state. And as the federal government, as all of you know, steps
Yeah, Gayton, it was
back
like 2 minutes,
protecting
and Gayton,
New
it was
We
nearly
are
word for
stepping up.
word what he
We're
posted
filling the
on
gap.
his Twitter.
And I
So if
wanna
you go to the
thank my
Governor Tim
colleagues
Walz
who
Twitter,
have been
he
by
just
my
read
side
the
for
prepared remarks. It was like
to join
2 to
them
3 minutes
as we
long.
draw a line in the
He
sand
deviated
against
very
basically
little from
corporate
that.
greed
So all we
and
did
those
was we just
individuals who
found,
put
once we
profit
realized
ahead
he
of
was
people.
tracking
Together we will
his
build a
posts,
New
we
York
just
that's as affordable
traded
and that
ahead
will
of
provide
time based on what
opportunities
he
to New York.
had posted.
Again, I want to thank
But
the
it-
mayor of
it-
the
it
city
matches
of New
almost
York,
one
and
for
I
one
believe,
with the-
Mr. Mayor,
yeah.
you've allowed me to pass the mic over to Speaker Julie Menon. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I first of all want to thank the mayor for inviting me here today. I want to
I'm
thank
now
our great New York
curious if
Attorney
Mamdani
General who's done
is gonna
incredible
do,
work on consumer
Q&A
protection,
or
all
not.
the
'Cause
elected
like I
officials
said,
who
I
are
don't
here,
know
particularly
Mamdani
my
very well.
council colleague Julie Wan. We call ourselves the Julie Caucus in the City Council. But I do really want to thank the mayor because this is a very important day focused on consumer protection. I previously served as commissioner of the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. I was the commissioner when we morphed the agency into Consumer and Worker Protection. I am so excited to work with you, Commissioner Levine. I know you're going to do a tremendous job and bring a lot of the expertise around the FTC here to New York City. But the junk fees, what we're here and what the mayor is announcing today, is so important because junk fees affect so many New Yorkers. You have to go through pages and pages of little type that you can't read. For seniors, for those that have issues around language access, it becomes a real barrier. And I have to say, Mr. Mayor, when you were speaking about junk fees and magazine subscriptions, I subscribed to a magazine not that long ago, and then I tried to
how was Maduro?
unsubscribe,
Yes,
and I
at
actually had
50.
to have my son
Or,
help me
no,
figure
I'm
out
not
how to
doing
do
it.
it because it was that difficult.
Wait.
So what you're doing today really
Maduro
makes a
still?
difference for so many New Yorkers. And what I'm most excited about is the partnership between
Man,
the
Maduro,
City
yes, was at
Council and the new
70.
administration around consumer and worker protection. We jointly
Right now
have
it's
some of
just
the
on
most
Cow Sheet,
progressive
Patty.
consumer and worker protections in the country. Recently, I had a conversation with the mayor about a bill that I'd introduced
So
6
I have
months ago into
90
the council
I'm up to
to
96K
prohibit
on Cow
dynamic
Sheet.
pricing in food establishments. This is a type of work collectively in partnership that we are going to be able to do to be able to protect New Yorkers. So thank you so much for
Once I
having
hit
me here today,
100K,
and
I'll
really look
probably
forward to
private my
continuing
profile
to
and
work
start
on these very important
shopping
issues.
around for prices and stuff more. I just get worried from a tax perspective
Good
because with
afternoon.
Kalshi, I'm very comfortable.
Thanks to the
using,
leadership of Mayor Mamdani,
section
today we are shutting the door
1256.
on
This is
the
not
era
tax
of
advice, by the
hidden
way,
junk
guys,
fees
but
and
this is my
illegal
own personal
subscription
opinion.
traps
So it's
in
like
the
very
city of
tax
New York.
advantaged.
The two executive
The fact
orders
you
the
can go
mayor
60%
just announced
long-term,
take
short-term
decisive
tax
action
gains.
to save
So
New Yorkers
I
time
really
and
like
money,
that
help honest
about
businesses thrive,
Kalshi
and
probably
deliver
with,
on the
like,
promise
filing
of a more
stuff, but
affordable city. For years,
I'm
some
really
of the
worried
largest
about these new
corporations in the
gambling
world have
tax
padded
law
their profits
changes.
by
Not that I
hiding
like
fees and
use
trapping people in
sports
subscriptions
books
they
really
do
much,
not
but
want.
like if I wanted
Whether
to
it's
in the
Amazon
future, to,
engineering
like,
an
ARB,
affiliate
things like
flow
that,
to trap its customers,
it would kind of scare me to
Uber
have
and
money on an
Grubhub
exchange
hitting
and then
New
on a
Yorkers
sports book
with hidden
because
fees,
you couldn't
or
ARB the
Ticketmaster
two
sneaking
because it's
charges
different tax
onto
treatment.
tickets where the fans are already paying
So-
too much for. Ripping off the people of the city has become a business model for far too many companies. Starting today, the
Inch,
Department
no,
of
they
Consumer and
removed
Worker
Inch as a
Protection
strike,
and
though.
the citywide junk fee
What do you
task
want me to
force
do?
will bring a whole of government approach
It could be Ole
to
Miss if I hold
stopping
my
these
Ole Miss
abuses,
shares.
putting money back in people's pockets, and leveling the playing field for honest businesses. Let me be clear. Mayor Mamdani has charged us with using all of our tools to crack down on these abuses, and we will. But to all the businesses that continue to rip off New Yorkers with these practices, stop now. It is already illegal to hide fees and trap people in subscriptions. We will not hesitate to bring enforcement actions under our existing authority. Don't wait
Yeah,
for a
Ivan.
subpoena. Do
Right.
right by your customers
I will not
today.
endorse court-siding
And
mentions.
for those
That
not
is
tuning
bad.
in today, don't worry. In the days and weeks ahead, we will be putting businesses across the city
People
on
do it like
notice.
crazy in sports.
Follow
though.
the law or face significant
You can use it to your
consequences.
benefit by looking at
And to the
moneyline
people of
movements.
this
That's
city,
all I'll say. I
If
do
you are
that a
being
lot.
trapped in subscriptions or fleeced by junk fees, tell DCWP. We want New Yorkers to be partners in our effort to make the city more affordable. I am deeply grateful to incoming Speaker Menon, a longtime champion for consumers and former leader of this department, for backing
Yeah, I'm
this
excited for
effort.
these Mamdani
And I'm proud to
markets.
stand
If I can figure
alongside
them out
Attorney
pretty.
General James, the
How much of
best
that
AG
96K is
in the
wrapped in Ole
country,
Miss?
for being
I really think it's
truly,
only like 4K. I mean,
for
let me
being a
see.
national leader in fighting for consumers. I look forward to working with the
It's literally
council
only
and with the
3,200 in
Attorney
Ole Miss.
General to deliver
So
on
if
this
I lose
bold agenda.
3K there, I lose 3K
Thank you
there.
for the
But I have thought
opportunity
about
to
selling
be
it
here,
for
and
sure.
it's now
I
my
might
honor
still
to
sell
introduce
some of it.
another fierce champion for consumers, Deanira Del
Oh,
Rio.
can you not hear me?
of
Is my mic not
Economic
working?
Project.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Testing.
Thank you, Mayor Mamdani and Attorney General Tish James, to Commissioner Levine, and welcome to New York, and incoming Speaker Julie Menon for taking strong action today with these executive orders to crack down
Oh, it
on
has huge
predatory
echo?
subscription
shit.
fees and
Okay.
other junk fees that are draining New Yorkers' paychecks, their public benefits, and really extracting
All right,
tens
let
of
me fix
millions
it.
of dollars in wealth from low-income and immigrant and black and brown communities across our city.
But see, now it's
every
going to cover
single
my
year.
face.
These
Is this
problems
better?
are not only making day-to-day life harder for New Yorkers, but they're serving to fuel the affordability crisis and widening racial and economic inequality. At New Economy Project, we've worked for 30 years.
It's a
with
balancing
community
act
groups
between
and low-income New
completely
Yorkers across our
blocking
city
my,
to fight back against
I actually,
financial
oh, it's way better
extraction,
now. I have
predatory
my
fees, and all sorts of
Yeti
other,
mic here now that I went back
abuses
home that I picked
really
up.
are pervasive
So
across
I
our
can use my
economy,
Yeti
from our
mic
banking
pretty soon.
system
Wow,
to our
Maduro
grocery
in the
shopping and
60s.
beyond. That
I think people just think
unfortunately
there's
the New
going to be
Yorkers who have
Q&A.
the least
Maybe
are
I shouldn't
too
have bought
often
these at
paying
64. Let's
more,
see.
including often for inferior or predatory services. We are thrilled to work with this new task force, with everyone here today to take this on, particularly in the context of the Trump administration's continued dismantling of critical regulations and agencies. We need New York City and New York State to work together like never before to protect New Yorkers from this kind of unleashed exploitation, and we're looking forward to doing exactly that in the coming years. So thank you.
What am I getting filled on? Oh, it's just price movement. Whenever I get notifications, I get scared that I'm... Okay, he's signing the order. It's going to come down to if he takes questions. That's my delay. Okay. Will he take question? No, it's not illegal. It's just, it's pretty frowned upon. You know what I mean? But, like, obviously, you're going to do what you're going to do, you know? No, Q&A Maduro would count. So I'm just waiting to see if there is Q&A. The other thing, B, is that they are instituting, or at least they got CFTC approval to institute a delay on trades during a live game. So it probably won't exist for long, or at least won't be as good, but I don't know. Can you pull my... I think there's a good chance he'll say it if there's Q&A. Because he explicitly had a call with Trump relating to Maduro. So I think he'll get asked about it. Okay, he's coming back out. They're doing questions, it seems.
How's it going?
Yep.
Bomb you want it.
Could you, the commissioner, say a little more about?
Just a little louder.
Or the commissioner say more about what exactly these orders do to expand DCWP's authority? Is it more than symbolic? Are there real, like, legal authorities that you're relying on here? And I have an off-topic question as well.
So this is, and my commissioner is also here with me. This is a clear directive to DCWP to exhaust all of the existing authority that it has in ensuring full compliance with the law as it is, as well as a robust investigation into the practices that are taking place across the city and
Wow.
potential legislative fixes to those practices. And that's also part of why I'm so appreciative of the partnership in Speaker Menon and the fact that her background stems in this very kind of work. Because ensuring, as she said, that this city has the strongest consumer and worker protections in the country is not something that can be done alone. It is something that can be achieved when an administration and a council are working hand in hand, and when we have a commissioner whose knowledge, fluency, and experience on the topic is unparalleled. I don't know, Commissioner, if you want to add anything else.
Sure. You know, what I would add is I have heard a lot of companies and their
Okay, he's
fancy
sharing a lot of
lawyers argue
questions.
that junk fees are not deceptive. So I want to be clear, and the executive order made clear as Commissioner of Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, it is deceptive to hide fees. It is deceptive to trap people in subscriptions. The mayor has directed us to use all of our tools to enforce the law, to make the city more affordable, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So again, my message would be companies might not think it's deceptive, but they should actually examine our authority. If they don't, we're going to be making it very clear to them that the era of ripping off New Yorkers is over.
So I wonder if you could give us an example of what kinds of fees you're talking about. Because I know, for example, if I order food from, say, Grubhub or DoorDash, it has a whole bunch of things that say fees, but you really never know what they are. And if you order tickets from
Wow, he's getting asked
or any
about
of these other StubHub, they say
DoorDash
fees,
and
but you
Grubhub.
really don't know what
Thoughts
they
on no
are.
Trump?
So are those
I
junk
don't really know.
fees,
I think
or
you're listing them out right there.
are they junk fees, and how do you tell the businesses that they can no longer do that? And is the second part of the question, is there any estimates of like how much each individual New Yorker is hurt by these junk fees, both individually and as the citizens, 8.5 million people in New York?
Well, I think first I want to make clear that we are so lucky here in this city to have an Attorney General like Tish James, who provides us in her work an example of the very kinds of fees that have been charged under the guise of legality when in fact they are blatant attempts to rip New Yorkers off. I mean, the Attorney General went through fees when it comes to ride-sharing agencies, fees when it comes to car dealerships, fees when it comes to gyms. And this is what we're seeing is throughout New Yorkers' day-to-day lives, they are, like you said, engaging with fees that are often not delineated, and they are being asked to trust that these are in fact legal. And so what this will do is illuminate what of these fees are legal and what of them are being grouped together under the guise of that are actually outside the bounds of the law. Because as you've said, we know that the practice of buying concert tickets, for example, is one that is a fraught experience for many New Yorkers. You time your day around the moment those tickets are released. You wait and wait and wait, hoping to get through to the portal. And then if you are lucky enough to get through that portal with any tickets being left to purchase, you often cannot blink when you see fees being added at the last moment, because you know if you were to, you would lose your place in line. And so that is a company taking advantage of the excitement of New Yorkers to see their favorite artists, to see their favorite teams. And now what we are going to do is make clear both to those New Yorkers that they have protection coming through DCWP, but also to those companies.
I wonder how Maduro Venezuela will get on a question.
For a piece of mail.
The fact that it's Maduro/Venezuela makes it very likely. I was kind of just thinking Maduro
and hear about the fact
but I could actually see him answering saying like,
be the law here in New York City.
It doesn't impact New Yorkers.
Yes, I have an on-topic and off-topic, but my on-topic is, you know, with these fees, it's like whack-a-mole, you know. They could add it to the administration fee. They could say you need.
The off-topic might be a Venezuela question. Let's see.
Some people don't even know that their bank accounts are being charged that extra fee. I mean, how do you go after that part? Because I think that's where New Yorkers are being charged and are unaware.
You know, I think a lot of this comes down to a sense of impunity.
Will the off-topic fee
if you allow
be
companies to violate the
Venezuela?
law on a regular basis,
I could definitely
the lesson
see
that they
it.
will learn is that they can continue to do so at an ever-increasing scale. And the importance of taking action today, learning from the example that we've seen at a federal level, at a statewide level, is to finally have New Yorkers be able to trust that they are paying for exactly what it is that they are receiving and that they are not being trapped into fees. I mean, how many New Yorkers find out only when looking at their bank statement that they're still paying for a subscription that they thought they had canceled years ago? And I think, like the speaker said, it's not just about money. It's also about time. You know, when the FTC took this action, one of the ways they measured it is in time being saved. I cannot tell you the time that I have spent trying to figure out what I'm signed up for and how to get out of it. And that is something that New Yorkers just don't have the time for, so they eventually say, whatever, I'll pay this $3, I'll pay this $4, I'll pay this $20. That's not a way that we actually have to live any longer. And I'm so glad to have someone with the national experience here in New York City in our commissioner to take this on.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. You don't have a deputy mayor for economic development. I was wondering if you can explain your thinking on that, and how do you balance regulating bad actors in the business community while encouraging
So a lot of dead shares sitting.
invest and grow in the city? Who is their point person in their administration if they have questions?
Their point person will continue to be our Deputy Mayor for Economic Justice, Julie Su. We, as an administration, are focused on not only generating prosperity and continue to do so here in our city, but also in ensuring that that prosperity reaches the lives of each and every New Yorker who calls the city home. And I am excited by this action, not just for what it does to protect consumers and workers, but also, frankly, businesses that are law-abiding. We see so many businesses who are following the regulations as they are, and then they look at someone across the street who's violating them, and then they ask themselves, what am I doing? Why am I the chump at the end of the day? And what this does is actually show that that is the correct way to approach business in New York City. That is the kind of business that deserves our support. This is the business that has to get into compliance. This is not about punishment. It's about compliance. We want people to follow the law as it is so that New Yorkers can thrive in this city.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Nice to see you. We've heard you say that there's been a restructuring. We see it in the executive order that you issued. And you've also said that the police commissioner's role won't
How long are
change
these?
under
I'm
that.
curious.
It's getting a lot of attention. Some people still believe that you're demoting your police commissioner. I just want to know, can you tell us a little bit more about the thinking behind the actual reorganization and specifically to whom will
Bought some
your
cheap
police
NYPD.
commissioner
Got asked about
My police
policemen.
commissioner will continue to report directly to me. My police commissioner, just like my school's chancellor, will report directly to me. The executive order is in terms of the question of coordination. This is reporting, continues to be directly to the mayor.
Oh, I skipped. He dodged NYPD.
dealing with all the
Exactly. This is about the daily minutia of coordination, not about the question of reporting.
I still have to figure all that out, Ivan.
News 12. My question's about the executive orders. What does the enforcement action look like for these businesses, and what specific industries are you planning to target first?
Well, thank you. One of the things
I have
that
no
made
idea
very
about
clear in the
Mamdani
executive
Roblox.
orders
He
that these are
just
industries
came into
where there
office
is
just a
no
few days ago.
industry that is above the
So,
law. There is no
brand new.
industry in which it is legal to trap people in subscriptions or hit them with junk fees. Should we find companies that are engaging in these practices, we're going to take them to court. We're going to make sure that they pay back consumers who got harmed. We're going to make sure they pay a penalty to the city for breaking the law. And we're going to make sure that they're not allowed to continue ripping off New Yorkers. So we're going to be looking across the marketplace to make sure people aren't getting ripped off. And we're prepared to use
Yeah.
all of our tools to make that a reality.
Quick on topic and then quick off topic.
Why not?
On topic-ish.
Ish.
Ish. Well, okay, it's the FEMA dynamic pricing thing that
Yes.
we talked about.
We'll take.
I'm wondering, has there been like any update there? It seems sort of related to this. And now that you're no longer a candidate but the mayor, is there anything that you can, this group can do in terms of enforcing that dynamic pricing thing?
You know, I'm thankful that we have an incoming speaker who, as she said, had introduced legislation not even less than a year ago that spoke to dynamic pricing specifically within the question of groceries. And
Oh.
I continue to voice my
Grocery
opposition to
hit.
use
Wow.
of dynamic pricing here for
I
the
should have been hovering
soon-to-come
grocery.
World Cup and the necessity of it
Dang.
being a more affordable experience for all. And I look forward to the conversations, ones that have already begun, both internally and externally, in making that case. Because what we are seeing, you know, I had a New Yorker the other day come up to me and ask me if there was any way I could help him get World Cup tickets, because he was saying that the cost that he saw
World
for a
Cup.
game was $600. Right? This is increasingly out of reach. We have made what used to be a working class game into a luxury experience. And there are too many for whom it doesn't matter where the World Cup is being played in the world, they know where they're going to watch it. It's TV. And we want to ensure that there are more experiences available to each and every New Yorker.
Real quick, I know you were asked about this over the weekend, but I'm wondering if there's been any updates at all in terms of transportation of Maduro from Brooklyn.
Oh.
By helicopter and port today, is my understanding. You got any information about whether or not that's
Maduro question.
Are they going to shut down the bridge? They did El Chapo.
So I continue to stay in constant communication with my police commissioner and the NYPD. And
Oh,
my job as
NYPD.
the mayor of New York City is to ensure that
Nice.
any federal action has a limited impact on the day-to-day lives of New Yorkers, and that's what we're going to continue to deliver on.
Just a quick off topic. Hi, Mr. Mayor. How are you
Hey,
doing?
how's it going, Joe?
Good. I was wondering if you could give us any updates on your security clearance. And on the timeline, do you sense anything as like amiss or
No.
unusual?
I didn't get any no's fast enough. God, no. I didn't get them fast enough. I tried buying no's.
Walk us, a little
But at least I hit on NYPD, so we're in the green.
Absolutely. everything
took
is
a
going as
$35
according,
loss
to,
on
to
the
a
Duro.
typical timeline. I'm in the
Wow.
process.
I
of
tried
applying
so
for
hard to
clearance, and I'm
get
also
those.
thankful
There was
for
like
some members
500
of
at
my team
65.
that already have that
What's
clearance
wrong
thanks
with
to past
me?
positions that they've held. And so as
I
you
know,
can
I got the
tell,
NYPD
there's
home there.
nothing
We'll
clear
take it,
about
we'll
my
take it.
ability to both represent our city and also to deliver for it.
Have that, like the police commissioner and some other.
And my chief counsel.
Great. And then we have one more item.
Yes, we do have another item, which is, as New Yorkers know, junk fees, you don't always know where they are. They surprise you at the last moment. And so I would invite members of the press to look underneath their chairs and to find a very example of a junk fee just like that.
I know, BitBop. Are you able to disable? Oh, you just API trade. Yeah. You have to hover it. But BitBop, I will beat you on a lot of announcer markets.
Joe
I
is
promise.
saddled with it.
Because if you know what's about to come and you're ready, you can get to right where you can just click it.
I play favorites. Thank you, guys.
I wanted to know, are you speaking to the Venezuelan community at all? As part of one of your transition committees was the Immigration Justice Transition Committee. I'm hearing that the Venezuelan community has tried to reach
I took a risk on Venezuela.
Have you made any attempts to reach out to them, and what type of assurances are you giving them, or feeling that you're giving them since you don't have security clearances right now?
I have made clear from the first time that I spoke about this that the priority that I have is the safety and well-being of Venezuelan New Yorkers, of whom there are tens of thousands who call our city home, as well as New Yorkers as a whole. And we have, in our conversations internally, also made it clear that this is a time when many are looking for additional guidance, for additional recommendations, and additional ways to contact city government, and that's going to be priority for the team that we've already put together and the one that we're putting together now. Thank you, guys.
I saved myself there. Did you see? I got filled at 22 on the Venezuelan thing. I should have had a resting limit order because I knew he was gonna say Venezuelan, not Venezuela. No, how did I miss that? That would have been such a good buy. At least I got 500. We still made $200 there. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. We made 200 on the flip there. I should have had like a 1K order up, but it would have been so risky to bond 1K because I would have gotten immediately smacked if he did say Venezuela. But I knew he was going to say Venezuelan. So we got 500 at 21 cents there. That was some good live trading. All right, all right. I think we made like 300 on Mamdani there. Good. We made 300 on Mamdani. We made 200 on Tim Walz. Some successful mentions trades today. That was, oh my gosh, I should have had like 1K or a few K up. It bonded all the way to 95. I should have just had a stink bid at 6 cents. It would have been so profitable. Even though there was a risk, I would have gotten eaten. That was so bad on my part. Why didn't I do that? I was literally immediately thinking that. Whatever. I'm washed. Somebody completely ate on those, but at least we got 500. Oh, everybody's posting their snipes in the Discord. No. Azul got 1K at 60 cents. Good for him. Alright, we'll take it. 300 bucks. 200 on Walz. Guys, look at this. I'm going to move my screen. Do you guys see this? Do you see what our profit is at now? Oh, shit. Here we go. Look at this. We are at 96.6K. We are up $3,200 since yesterday. 3,400 to go until we hit 100K. I have not had a drink in about a week. And I was going to do sober January, or dry January. But I told myself if I hit 100K, I can have a few drinks to celebrate. So that's my motivation. If I hit 100K this week, I'm going to crack open a few beers. But yeah, we are 3,400 away. I don't know. I got to do some epic stream when it's the final 100K stream. We'll see. But, wow. Crazy. I think that's it. I think that's like the last big mention for now. Let me see. Let's check the schedule. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Wow, 2:45 Mom Donnie speech. I probably won't be live for the 2:45 Mom Donnie, but at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be back with Tyriel for an exclusive interview. He's one of the hottest mention market traders right now. And he's about to hit 100K. We're currently racing this week to see who's going to hit 100K